getting dicey.
You really cut that short for me, Adam. Thank you. That's all.
My mission is to make sure this is the opposite of seamless at all times.
All right, let's get some sounds going.
How many crates were there?
You kind of lost. Okay, well, you did kind of
25.
lose count of the amount of crates that were coming on board. There were just so many coming and going, and there's so much back and forth with these people loading up and walking off and grabbing more and bringing it in. These strangers on the deck as well. You kind of lost count for how much was happening. Unless you think your character might have been sitting there trying to take stock of it, and we can give a roll and we can see.
Mine wouldn't.
Okay, that's fine. That is totally fine.
I think as the captain, I'd be wanting to. Isn't there a thing in transport where you've got like the tear or something? TARE, total tear weight.
I don't know about like in fantasy sailing ships. Definitely if you were in the modern time, but that's for sure.
But presumably the captain would want to know if you were carrying unexpected cargo that it wasn't going to essentially sink the vessel.
Sure. So what do you think Morley would have done to check that?
Count them.
Just count them as they came through. Okay,
Yeah, I
give
think
me give me a perception check.
I'll do that. Okay, it's rolled a 16 all up.
Okay, I'm just going to do a roll as well for something else. Just for something else.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay,
concerning at all.
okay, you managed to count all of the crates. It looks to be like there was 22 crates that have been brought on board.
22.
22. But it was really weird. Like at one point, it looked like someone was kind of trying to make sure one of the crew members or one of these groups that were bringing these boxes on deck, while you were counting all the things, you're kind of taking stock of the people, moving them back and forth as well. And you kind of lost count of the people. And you're so sure that fewer people went off the boat than came on.
So more people have come on than have left.
Other than obviously the 4 that are standing, because they definitely did not help at all with the unloading of the boxes.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do with that information.
I tell you what, crew, it seemed like they were getting awfully close to our weight limit. Not feeling comfortable about this at all.
Well, we're not losing the guns.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
So I guess the question for the captain is it time to just undock and head out? Is it straight onto the mission?
Well, what say you, crew? Does anyone have any more business they need to be taken care of on shore, or should we set sail for Chult and put this whole unsavory incident behind us?
Let's go. I'm keen to go. How much are we going to get paid?
Karth says go, and how much we getting paid, which I believe was 270 gold.
I think it was 250. It was 250 gold.
270 it is. We'll call it there. Okay.
250. 270?
250. Yep, and that'll be paid out in the proportions we've agreed. Anyway, we're getting bogged down in the mathematics of the payment now. What was the question? Sorry.
Do we want to have off?
I'd like to put out a final warning. I'm going to gesture at the grizzled older folk who are insisting they should be on the crew. I'm going to say, it's rough out there on the seas. This is your last chance to disembark. I advise you take it.
And the old woman hangs her head, and the man next to her says, if we stay here, we're as good as dead anyway. So, the Hammer wants us on board, then on board we'll be.
I see you're being threatened. Captain!
Yes,
I'm going
Shoni.
to gesture him over. These folk seem to be being threatened into staying on our ship. What do we do?
Boy, it's a real tough one. We've got 4 of ours locked up in the cells, so man for man, pound for pound, we're equal.
Oh, it's not pound
Wait.
for pound. Look at his arms. And she grows to grab one of the old man's arms and wave it in the air.
It's like that cartoony kind of like inverse muscle that's just like slapping around underneath his arm as she does that.
Right, well, he won't eat much, and we all saw the hammer, didn't we? What would each of us think if we were pushed aside by the hammer and told to get out? Would we be wanting to stay? Would we be wanting to flee?
Exactly. And that is why I say to you, and she stoops down a little and brings her face close to one of them. If the hammer has a mission for you that will endanger our crew or our boat, you had better tell me right now, or you're over the side immediately. Can I roll intimidation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if that works. Oops, I rolled twice. I rolled a 1 + 5.
It's not that you're not your huge frame, your tone of voice. On any other day, this would intimidate anyone, any just commoner of Luskin. But it's so clear that whatever the hammer has told these people is even more intimidating than what you're saying. I will not say a word. I will try my best to work on board this ship. I'll try.
I'm going to step back and sigh heavily and just say, I will be watching you such as a hawk watches its prey.
All right. You can scrub the decks. You can get started on that. See if you earn a promotion by the time we get to Chult. Hey, I started by scrubbing the decks. Look at me now. That was over a decade or more, but still.
Him and his wife, side by side, they're not really sure where they should go to get the equipment, and just sort of head off into the guts of the boat looking for something.
It's a couple.
Yeah, it's an old man and old woman.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are they
congratulations.
together?
They're not tied together. It's a Valentine's
Oh my
special. It's a
God.
Valentine. It's they're in love.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh my god,
I
do
mean,
you guys think they're together?
Let's ship them.
I ship them.
Oh, damn it.
I think the hammer's shipping them.
I do feel sympathy for these people. They've obviously been threatened, just like we have, to deliver this cargo. And, we might be getting paid, but kind of the same.
You're right, Isabella. Need to have a bit of sympathy for them, don't we? Maybe it's best if what we do is when we head off, maybe we send them out in a lifeboat when we're sufficiently far away to get them to shore and they can make their own lives or something. Or at least have one of our crew row them to shore when we're a bit further along to Chult.
Have you ever been to Chult, Captain?
Before Morley gets the chance to answer, you hear this from off the side of the boat. Are you guys gonna go or what? And you look over, and just the guard is just standing there with his arms crossed, just looking up at you all on the boat.
He looks a bit like you.
Oh.
It's just the DM standing.
It's just the DM.
Move the story along, the guard shouts.
No. It's the.
Hurry up. Who's in charge of the anchor?
I don't know.
Look, there's like you've got including
Is it
the four people that have just come on board. You've got a total of about 21 crew members on board the ship at the moment.
Heck.
So all Adam or Morley needs to do is basically demand something to happen, and it will more than likely happen thanks to his crew.
It's
All
the
right.
coxswain, isn't it?
No. Just the person that steers it
The
in one of those
bosun.
little rowboats. Or something like that, though. Something swinging, maybe.
Chocks away! No, that's an aeroplane. What do you say? Anchor up? What do you say?
Anchors away? No, is that...
You say whatever you want. You're the
You can-
captain.
yeah, the crew know what your lingo, so you just need to shout whatever it is that you
Chocks
shout.
away.
Chocks away.
You know, you can actually say whatever you want and just be like, oh, because it's not based on Earth, it's based on
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faerun or wherever. So
right.
in Faerun, they say chocks away.
All right. Away we go. Goodbye, Luskin, until we meet again.
And the moment that you say that, your crew just bursts into life with bringing their anchor up and unhooking the rope from the dock. And the sails come down, and it's only a minute or two before you're slowly sailing away from the dock and away out from Luskin.
Wow, the power.
Yeah. Now it's
Change the mainsail. I said change the mainsail.
they do that. they do it. I don't know what it means, but
Cool.
fuck, they do it.
I don't know what it means.
Pop it out.
Lop it out.
Yeah, they change it. What? Isn't that what it is?
I don't know if the lighting is all working for you guys there. Can you just see the boat with some water and a big black square off to the right?
Alright.
Okay, cool.
I can see some boxes in shadow.
Okay, well, so over in that black square is basically just the downstairs of the boat. So if you want to take a look, if you can, feel free to take a look. You guys know, obviously, this boat inside out. There's the sleeping quarters, there's a small captain's quarters, and then there's the cargo hold. And at the moment, filling up the majority of that cargo hold is a lot of these crates, these 22-odd crates and barrels and whatever's in there.
Right.
It's still sunny. It's still a beautiful day as you're venturing away from Luskin. And what you know... Actually, give me a history check, Morley. We'll go with Morley. Maybe we'll do it with advantage just to make it so it's sort of like the gathered knowledge of this area for you and your crew.
It's a 10 either way.
Okay, well, you know that Chult is sort of out past the Trackless Sea, and the Trackless Sea is quite... it's kind of west-southwest through the Trackless Sea. The Trackless Sea is not overly safe at the best of times, so it might take a bit of concentration from you and your crew to get through. Chult, you know, is probably a good 2 solid days of sailing from Luskin.
2 days.
But Chult itself, you know there's a port, but you don't really know much more about the island.
It's an island.
Yeah, it's the island of Chult. So
Or
you
the
know-
island of Chult.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Will we be passing any built-up cities that Morley knows of on our way towards Chult? Like sounding close to any coastlines where there'll be a city, or no?
No, there's some islands that are dotted through the Trackless Sea, but nothing of any major importance. No major ports or anything. No big cities.
It's like that plan about having them sail off to a city's out the window. Won't be doing that.
The plan of what?
Getting the 4 stowaways, for want of a better word, rowed out to a settlement
right,
that's out
right.
the window. We can't be doing that then.
I mean, unless we take a detour. If you want, Captain.
I feel that would be unnecessarily dangerous, and these seas they're not safe at the best of times, and I fear that if we start going off course, we'll only wind ourselves up in even more trouble, Isabella.
Okay. Your call, Captain.
Morley's Law!
Molly's Law. Is that kicked in yet, Captain?
Oh, aye, the minute that rope was off the dock, Orly's Law out here, boy.
As soon as the chocks were away, I think it's technically.
That's quite correct.
It's quite a coincidence as well that you have the same last name
As what?
It's the law.
as Morley's Law, or the Law of the Sea.
And makes it quite easy to remember, doesn't it?
Yes. That's handy.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, I think there was perhaps a deeper message I was trying to get across there, but that's okay. Right. Set a course for Chult.
And yeah, you've got a navigator on board as well who's got his little compass and sort of checking the winds and getting the crew to change sails to ensure that they're catching the wind as best as they can. The elderly couple are now working very, very slowly, on cleaning the floor of the boat,
They're swabbing the
carpet.
deck.
swabbing the
Swab
deck,
the floor.
washing the carpets.
Cleaning the
Look at the
rug.
road doctor out. Morley will be loving this.
The other two,
I'm transfixed.
the other
Molly,
two,
come away from those
rugs.
carpets.
the other two crew that have come on board are doing just nothing to help anyone. One of them is sort of just seated with his back up against the side of the boat, just seated. Another one is watching. He's kind of watching what some of the others are doing, trying to at least taking a bit of an effort to try and learn something to be able to be of assistance. He's a bit younger.
Sheoni, why don't you take one of the younger new crewmates down below and strike up a conversation, see what you can get out of them.
Aye, aye, sir. Is there anything in particular you would like to know?
Yes, it's pretty obvious the Hammer's got something planned, and we don't know what it is, including what's in these boxes. So any information you can get out of them that they know from the Hammer, you get it out of them by any means necessary.
Are you saying this loud
Don't
enough
kill him.
for the crew to hear you saying this, or is this just
I bring out my
between-
knife. No.
Is this just between you
I'm
and
saying
Sherry?
it just as a side conversation to Shani.
Okay, cool.
Should I bring someone else along? We could play good pirate, bad pirate.
We're not pirates. How many times do we have to tell you, Shani? We're not pirates, okay? Pirates are thieving scum. We're a legitimate business.
Well,
Maybe bring.
sorry, sir.
tell you
Sorry,
who-
unintended disrespect. I simply meant to draw on my history as a pirate to bring to the mind the message that I can be very intimidating when I like to. It was simply a play on words. I'm sorry, sir. Oh, I did not mean to. offend.
Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't
Oh,
honestly don't.
I feel awful.
We all make mistakes.
I have
No,
besmirched
no.
your honor
No,
as a
don't-
seaman. I'm
Honestly,
sorry.
Drop it now. Drop it now. I
All
think
right.
would be the best.
I'm sorry, sir. I
No,
will act with
let's
greater respect to
end
you.
the- Oh boy. Okay.
I hang my head and
You-
walk away.
No.
wringing my
I thought you
hands.
were over it there for a second. I thought you moved past it. Why don't you grab Karth and head below deck?
Carl,
He can
assist
he-
me.
He can. Yeah. he can
Okay.
get, blood out of his soul, that bloke.
Yeah, let's tell me what to do. Where are we going?
We're going to go and to get information out of our new suspicious crewmates. You do your thing where you act very charming and adorable. I shall be the one that is not like a pirate, but still intimidating, in an above-board manner.
Okay. Okay, got this.
Okay.
Charming.
All right. Okay. So yes, Shioni, the crew member that's just sort of there's two. There's one that is taking an interest in things, and he's up by the navigator who's behind the wheel. The wheel? Yeah, it's a wheel. My
Thinking, yes, and yes.
my boat knowledge is really coming in on this.
Behind the wheel.
One. And
He's
the,
behind
it was
the
a Viking
joystick of
accent.
the boat.
he's holding the controller. It's going very well. The other sort of younger one that is just lounging about is over on the starboard side of the
Oh,
vessel,
this guy.
seated with his back against the side of the ship.
So
which-
both the ones that look similar are...
Twins.
Oh, right. So the two up here are the old man and old lady. I just used some random tokens
okay,
here.
yes, yeah.
This one on the starboard side is the one that's seated, and then the one down by the wheel is the younger one that's taking an interest.
Oh, okay. Who
So
we're going
which-
to
yeah.
talk to, Shoni?
So wait, we've just let one of the random new ones steer the boat.
No, he's watching. He's watching
sorry.
and getting an understanding of what the navigator's up to.
I got
You there.
confused about the wheel conversation. Had put me in a spin.
Imagine that, Shoni. I don't even get the... I've asked to steer the ship plenty of times. The captain won't let me. You let this guy.
Which should we talk to?
Well, this guy's not doing much. I'm right next to him. I'm just going to pat him on the shoulder. This guy.
And
Oh, there.
he looks up at you both. What is it?
We are making conversation with you.
Yeah, we're talking to you.
Okay. That was what he said. He said, okay. What do you...
Yeah. Let's go have a chat downstairs. Or I'll show you around the ship, if you like. What do they call it? Buddy system.
And he's like, oh, okay. And he gets up onto his feet. He's not interested, but he's like, you can go for a walk, whatever.
So you have been assigned to this ship as a crewmate, yet you sigh.
I don't want to be here.
Do you get seasick?
No, I don't get seasick.
Then what
Why-
is your issue, sir?
Yeah, what's the problem?
Show me the ship. Show me the ship.
All right, he's enthusiastic. He wants to see it now. Let's how do we get downstairs, Shani? What's the-
There's like a small
We
stairs
don't
system.
know.
Master of the vessel.
Yeah,
We live here.
yeah. There's.
Well, I
there's
just
some
woke
stairs.
up.
I'll move you guys down
Okay.
into the cargo area of the ship here. Can I move that guy? There we go. You guys head down the stairs, and you sort of come down into the sleeping area and through the doors into the cargo hold. And there's quite a few of the workers in here. Some of them are patching up little bits and pieces that Karth have told them to patch up. Some of them are just tidying the place up and moving some things around, or going to head back upstairs. But the one thing that you notice as you head down is sort of leaning up against one of the barrels is a very, very familiar stench.
What's that smell? Joni. Can you smell that?
Oh no.
And you can see leaning up against one of the crates, Barnaby. He hasn't noticed you yet.
Barnaby! Hello!
Oh! Hello.
I didn't know you were on the ship. How are you doing?
Yes, I wasn't expecting you down here so quickly.
Why not?
You should not be here.
I know.
Explain yourself immediately before I throw you overboard.
I didn't see you get on the ship, Barnaby.
Well, Barnaby is a master of stealth. He's is Morley upstairs, is he? Are we on our way?
He's up on the top deck, yep.
Okay, well, where's the is there a lady who punched me up there as well?
Yes.
That was
She'll do it again, I imagine.
Yes, yeah, she will punch you again.
oh,
I'm going to stride towards him and reach out my hand, but hesitate at the idea of touching this grease slick of a man. Recoil slightly.
yeah. As you approach, he sort of backs his way up and sort of knocks into the crates behind him. I can explain. I can explain.
And you will. Can we escort him up the stairs in a menacing way?
By all means, I like dragging him
I'm
up,
going
or-
to get over my revulsion and push him towards the stairs.
Yeah, absolutely. He makes a series of sort of whimpers and grunts as you just sort of push him. He's quite hesitant to move. Give me an intimidation roll.
I've been doing so well at these as well.
We all have been.
Oops. I've rolled an 8 plus 5 for 13.
Yeah, that's enough to get some movement out of Barnaby. Okay. Oh, okay. And he sort of moves up the across the lower floor of the cargo hold towards the stairs up, and he's still that just the rank smelling, the almost damp. He's leaving these sweaty foot. He doesn't have shoes on or anything. He's leaving these sort of scummy, sweaty footprints behind him as he travels across the cargo hold, and he's doing the same as he climbs up these stairs, because they're quite vertical stairs. He's just leaving kind of like a scummy sort of surface behind him as he ventures up. Morley, give me a perception roll. Isabella as well.
Oh god, are they going to smell him before they see him?
Depends on the roll.
It's a 14 for me. Oof.
Okay.
An 18 from me.
Okay, great. I think Isabella is dealing with the ballista at the moment, just making sure it's all functioning, and sort of talking with one of the crew members about it. When that smell that she knows all too well, that she's experienced down at the anchored tank, and she's experienced up close when she punched Barnaby. That smell rises up and hits your nose. Morley, you're kind of looking out to the ocean, just taking a look at where you're heading, and you sort of spin around to take in your boat, and you just see this mound climbing up the stairs, this greasy haired, looks like you can almost see the stink lines coming off of him, and he sees you, and he says, Morley, I'm
That's
sorry,
enough.
Morley.
Don't come any closer. What are you doing here, Barnaby? You're not part of the deal. We're not a fucking taxi service, or a water taxi if you're in Venice.
The hammer. The hammer said I had to come on the
gone.
boat. Did you guys? Can you see me? Hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, cool.
just sounded disgusting.
All right, sorry. I think I heard John say that he couldn't hear me, but I think he's gone now. Sorry. So yeah, the hammer. He told me I had to be on board.
Well, you don't. I can answer that for you. This is absolutely inappropriate. This has tested my fucking patience. We've had enough to hear with these unexpected cargo, unexpected crewmates, and now you quite literally stinking up the joint. Why are you here?
He wanted me to make sure you didn't open any of the crates. I've just been down there with them to make sure. He said, Barnaby, you make sure no one gets in there on those crates.
Well, is a sailor's word not good enough for this guy? Is it? Isabella, tie him up. Tie him to the mast.
Captain.
Give me a strength roll.
Okay.
And he's going to roll as well. Uh,
14.
Okay, he's rolled a 13. So yeah, that's more than enough. Despite he tries to sort of dodge out of the way of your hand as it comes towards him, and your hand lands on his jacket, and you can feel the texture, and you can feel the dampness to this jacket as your hand comes down into it.
God, he's so moist. I hate him.
He's like a cake, like a sponge cake.
He's a lot like
No,
a sponge
it's
cake.
too generous.
A gross sponge cake.
Yeah. A shit cake.
I'm just gonna do the judo grab on his, like the lapels of his jacket, so I can control him into the up against the thing and tie him up.
Okay, yeah, great. You've dragged Barnaby over to the mast, and he tries to fight back. He's like, Morley, you can't do this to Barnaby. You can't tie up Barnaby, Morley. After everything we've done.
Isabella, you know what to do.
I punch him.
I did mean tie the knots.
She's such a loose cannon, no pun intended.
I'm assuming he meant punch him, so I'm gonna punch him.
Give me a roll to hit.
We kill Barnaby immediately.
Yeah.
Non-lethal punch.
Sure, and
Wow.
with advantage since he is sort of like down tied to this mast at this point. Are you going to give... Oh, yeah, okay, we'll take the 10.
Yeah.
He manages to just sort of duck out of the way of that fist. Like he flinches, I think, and he moves just far enough away for the fist to sort of like stop right next to his head. And he kind of... he just lets out a bit of a whimper as that sort of comes near. And he just says, Morley, I'm sorry. How long, Morley? How long are you going to keep me here, Morley?
You'll be there until you give us some straight answers. All I've heard about the hammer is he's keeping an eye on things, doesn't want us opening the boxes, wants people away from him. Now, you tell us exactly what we're transporting, or this mast will be the last thing you feel. Because you'll die. I'll kill you. That's what I'm saying.
Give me an intimidation roll.
I guess the blade would be the last thing, technically.
With disadvantage.
You kill him with the mast.
I would think
This guy
surely
is
would
an
be
absolute
at
wowzer.
advantage if he's tied up
Sure.
and surrounded by us also.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to do that. Also, just make sure in Roll20 you guys have got like 3D dice turned on because I want to make sure the chat can see the rolls coming up as well.
Yeah.
Is that the case for me?
Yeah. So go in Roll20.
They can see.
No, they can't. They can't see your rolls at the moment. So in Roll20, go to settings and to dice options and turn that on to enable 3D. Anyway, a 10 is more than enough to intimidate Barnaby.
Really?
More than
More than enough.
more than
Wow.
enough.
Easy mode.
So you he sees you all sort of standing around menacingly, and obviously with the threat of death over him as well. He says, "Morley, I don't know what's in those crates, Morley. I've got no idea."
Do we think he's telling the truth?
You can do an insight roll if you like.
I've just gone to settings. Hang on, I'll just load load the old insight. Okay, that's not good either. That's a 4 plus 1. It's good to see I've carried over my shit rollings from
Look, Morley's gonna Morley.
Joseph Stroud.
I've already gotten 2 natural ones, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely Morley will be worse in the past anyway, so you don't want to be getting better in the past and then worse in the future.
He's peaked.
With that insight, maybe it's just the fear of being threatened, but it looks like he's telling the truth. He doesn't seem to know. He could be lying, but you're just taking his word for it. He doesn't seem to know what's in these crates.
This is what we
You really are a sorry sight.
Morley, he told me I had to make sure the crates weren't opened. I don't know what's in them. The lads who helped load them probably don't know what's in them. He said I just had to make sure that no one looked in them until you got to Chult.
Why are there so many?
Bella. Sorry,
Why are
Bella.
there so many crates, Barnaby? There's only one agreed on.
That one was just to get you to agree on the to agree to go. Now that he's got you, he's just thought he'd offload a few more in there and get them all delivered at once.
Why are there strange old people on our boat?
He seems a little confused by that. And he looks around, and from his point of view, he can't really see anything more than your crew. What do you mean?
We have been given extra crew we did not request. They are not able-bodied. They seem fearful. You know nothing of this?
And he starts to look. He starts actually starting to look a little concerned at this point. Who are they? Can I have a look at one of them?
You don't know?
I'm gonna go
Surely.
grab them.
Bring that young fella.
I was gonna bring the old people.
That works as well.
That's what I was talking about.
Bring the old people. That seems like it would fit more with what the moment is. Yeah, I agree.
Are they just still scrubbing the deck?
There are a couple.
They're
Are
kind
you
of
there together?
they're resting at the
Yeah, sure.
moment. They've been at it for at least 20 minutes now. So they're quite tired.
What about the deck?
The deck is not looking over. It's not looking overly tidy, to be honest. They've scrubbed only a very small portion.
Yeah, and then they were at it for 20 minutes.
Am I right?
Right.
I'm still down. I'm still downstairs with the other
right.
guy.
Okay, sorry, I'll put you back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna walk over and say, "Come with me," and I'm gonna gesture them over to
Okay.
where the masters.
And you just direct both of them to stand sort of over near Barnaby, and they just look at him quietly. And Barnaby looks over to them and looks them in the eye, hangs his head, and just starts sobbing. Just starts quietly sobbing.
Oh my, you know these people.
And Barnaby is just he's just not talking now. He's hung his head, and he's just completely slumped over, and he's now like just shaking his head. You can kind of hear him mumbling, "Oh, I'm sorry, Hammer. Oh, Hammer." What's Karth doing down under the deck?
I'm showing this guy around the ship.
Okay. And he's just he's like
planned.
he's like early 20s, and he's just got his arms like long down by his side. He's kind of like stooped over a little bit, and he's just like stomping around after you, just not really. You're like showing him something. He's just like, yeah.
Okay. You ever been on a ship before?
Yeah, I've been on a ship before.
Oh, fantastic. You'll be like experienced. What is your name? I'll write it down in my book.
What's his name? His name. Of course, I had a name ready for him. His name is Jance. His name is Jance.
Ooh,
Jance.
it's a great name.
That's a
Jance.
nice name. No, Jance. I almost called you Jance. It's a posh version.
I get that a lot.
So you're from town?
Yeah, I'm
live
from
in town?
Luskin. Yeah.
All right. So you like to be on a nice experience to be on a boat
And he sort of
in
follows.
Korea.
He follows along. No, I don't like being on a boat.
You don't like being on a boat.
No,
Why did you get on a boat then?
I had to get on a boat, didn't I?
Did you?
And he's kind of like just running his hand across the crates as he's walking behind you. Yeah, I don't like. I've been on boats. I don't like boats. Sick of boats.
It takes some getting used to. I'm gonna like rub my hands on the crates too. What do you reckon's in these crates?
I don't care.
Should we have a look?
I don't care.
All right. Well, what would you care if there was gold in there?
Doesn't matter.
Well, what would you like to be in the crates? If you could have anything.
Give me a charisma roll.
Okay.
This is like you're trying to
Can't
create
scream.
like a bond with this kid. Oh,
Wow.
Oh, natural 20 plus 1.
Dr.
yeah.
Phil over here.
Yeah, we're gonna like turn this kid's life around.
You've got him with that question. He's like, what would I? Oh, I don't know, like knives. I like knives.
Nice. I don't
Yeah.
like metal.
You don't like metal.
No. Unnatural. Isn't
Knives
it?
are so cool.
It's not natural though.
If I had a knife, I'd show it's like a real cool trick I can do.
What can you do with a knife?
Spin it round.
Well, like on your fingers.
Spin it around on my fingers, and then I can throw it. I can throw it real hard and real fast throwing knives.
Hey, I'm gonna call out to the crewman. Hey, you got a knife?
One of the guys, yeah, and just
Can I borrow it for a minute? Hey, gents, let's see these moves.
one of the crew members,
Nothing could go wrong with this.
one of the crew members, sort of comes running over. Yeah, it's got a knife. It's like one of the knives from like the kitchen area.
Did you get this out of the kitchen? Yeah. Anyway, I hand it over to gents.
That's a pretty good knife, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch this. And he just starts like spinning this knife around on his fingers, like through his hand, and it looks super dangerous for what he's doing. He goes,
Give us a performance roll.
Jens is the new main character of the story.
I know. Kath is like looking amazed, and he's clapping.
he's rolled a 10, plus his obviously high dex of +2, for sure.
Yeah.
It's given us a 12, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. He
That's
goes,
above average, gents.
he's like, what do you want me to throw it at?
Throw it at that crate over there on the other side.
I don't know. I'll do another roll. here. Add his +2 to it as well. Only an 8. What's the AC of a non-moving crate? It's probably like, yeah. I reckon he'd hit the corner of it. It would like dunk, and just like, so
Prise it open.
No. But you're welcome. Look, it hits the crate, right, and it sinks into into near the lid area of it. He's like, it's the waves. I'm not used to throwing it on a boat.
Yeah, well,
But
it is difficult out at sea. That was pretty fucking good, gents.
Pretty fast,
It was fast, and the spinning was extraordinary too.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna walk over to it and like pull the knife out of the crate, and I'm gonna turn around the gents and I'm gonna say, "Have you ever heard of Morley's Law?"
No. Is he? No. Sounds stupid.
It's far better than stupid, gents. It means that when you're out at sea, you can do anything you like, including looking in this crate. And I'm gonna go
Oh yeah.
try and lift up the corner
Okay.
of the crate.
Yeah. Give me a roll to. Give me a strength roll.
Okay.
The crates aren't like super well made. They look like they've been sort of put together pretty shoddily.
A 9.
With a roll of a 9, it's not that you don't get it up, because you probably, if you wanted to get it open straight away, I think you probably would have had to have gotten a 10 or more. But with a 9,
Strain.
it's going to take you maybe a few minutes just to get around, and the way they've nailed this in is just, you're just like tutting and shaking your head at how badly these are put together. But because of how they've been put together, it just means they're ridiculously hard to open. It's like
These are put together so badly, gents, that they're actually really good. And I'm having trouble opening it. You want to give me a hand, gents?
Yeah, okay, yeah. And so he helps as well, trying to like pry this thing open. And yeah, you open this up, and what you find inside is just like a bunch of scrap pieces of metal and like broken bottles.
Broken metal and bottles.
It's just like broken bottles, a bunch of rusty scrap metal, and just to fill it up a little more is like little wood shavings, just to give it some padding.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Well, I'm gonna like wedge the top down again. It's just a bunch of shit, really. Maybe it's just ballast. Okay, let's. Gents, I'm gonna hand Gents a mop, and I say, can you clean up this, like these gross footsteps, and I'll meet you upstairs, and I'm gonna tell everyone how great you are.
He's disgusting.
Who was? Yeah, he is this. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's a nice guy. I'm gonna go. He's good friends with Captain. I'm gonna go see what they're chatting about upstairs. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay. And he grabs that mop and reluctantly starts cleaning up a bit of the tracks of Barnaby's tracks. Yeah.
Like a snail.
Yeah. You head back up on top of the deck, having just told Jance about how Barnaby is a really nice guy, and you come up onto the deck to find him tied to the mast with your crew standing around him, his head slumped down, and he looks to be sobbing.
Didn't expect that. What's going on, Captain?
I'm afraid Barnaby has shed some insight on our guests, but not enough insight where we know what's going on either.
I don't follow.
I was probably a bit cryptic there. So Barnaby recognizes these two, but as yet, and this is about to change, he hasn't told us who they are and why he's so upset. Start talking, Barnaby, and this is your last chance to tell us everything you know. And Molly gets out his weapon.
Okay. Give me one more roll of intimidation, please.
Oh my god. With advantage again?
Yeah. You're all around him.
Yay. Yay.
And then we
16.
That's all right, 16. Like I said, he's a bit of a coward.
He sure is.
It takes him a wee while to answer. And he sort of he talks under his breath really quietly. He says, Molly, it doesn't matter what I say. I'm dead. We're all dead.
Okay, you're not going to talk straight with us. We're feeding you to the fishes, Barnaby. We're not getting anything out of you. Shoni!
Yes.
Looks like we got ourselves some fish food here, and Molly is trying to play it up to be a bit more ruthless and a bit more dangerous than it needs to be. Trying to kind of give Barnaby the one last chance so he thinks it's all over, but his crew probably know that Molly's acting a little bit differently than he normally would. This is quite out of character, if you know what I mean. Like, I want it to be like an intimidating show.
Thing?
Yeah.
Would I know that? I probably would, right? Yeah.
Hundo.
Nobody I understand more than my captain. Yes, sir. Come over here, you little greasy little slug man. I'm gonna toss you overboard with great glee if you don't start talking right now. I'm gonna start hassling at the knots, trying to avoid its breath.
You sort of get down to his level, and again, just that pungent, the smell of the ocean, but like 20-day-old ocean, and his hair is all sweaty and disgusting. He smells like body odor, and you're fiddling away at the knots, and he doesn't seem to be saying anything to you either. He just mutters about being, we're all dead. None of this. I wish I'd never seen you lot. We're all dead.
All right, I've got a plan. I'll tell you what I want to do.
and you tell me if this can happen or not. I want to find a couple of unnamed crew folk to row a boat, like get a lifeboat in the water.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say to Barnaby, "This is for your own good," and I'm gonna toss him overboard just to try and get him clean. Really? So I'm gonna toss him in the drink, and then have the crewman in the boat pick him up, and then drag him back up. Hopefully, a little less sweaty, a little less disgusting, and a bit shaken up as well.
Give me a strength roll with advantage.
If we keep the rope on him, we can yo-yo him in and out to get him extra clean.
Like a big tea bag. Or the ocean gets
I don't want
dirty.
to teabag him.
Well, you could keel haul him, Captain.
I got some bad news on
What
that
is with
strength roll.
these? What are these? With
This
these?
is like the worst run of rolls ever.
What, you got a 6?
My best was a
So
6 plus 1.
It's only fitting for
I
Morley's
just-
campaign.
For all of the rolls to be
Absolute
bad.
dog shit.
Yeah. Look, we'll say because he's sort of given up all hope. Morley, Shione's just finished with the untying the rope as you grab him and bring him up to his feet, slam him against the side of the boat, and in one smooth movement, just kind of lift and topple him over, down into the water outside of the boat, and he kind of screams a little bit for help as he lands splash into the water, and your men are there ready to drag him up and bring him into the lifeboat. It's while you're
Don't be afraid to dunk him down, really agitate the clothes. Have we got any laundry powder on? Maybe we can toss some in after him, some soap
Thistle.
shavings.
Yeah, because with the grease
Bristle.
slick, it'll probably just bead right off him, unfortunately.
water off Barnaby's back.
He creates a big oil slick.
He's an otter.
You're sort of Morley's enjoying seeing this happening to this guy that seems to have gotten him in a lot of trouble, and you stand and you kind of look out to the ocean again, and you look. It looks like you've actually made it a fair distance away from the coast by this point, and you can see over in the distance some storm clouds over on the horizon. You can see you can't really hear anything from it at this moment, but in that darkness you can see the occasional flash, and it's clearly quite far away, but in the direction you are heading, the rain is pouring down way off in the distance. I'm going to ask for a perception roll from Morley here. I know this is going to...
That's a 19.
Nice. Okay,
Yes.
this is good. This is a good time to have a 19. You see also sort of maybe only a few, maybe a kilometer away at this point. You see a boat without masts. It looks like the masts have been snapped, and it's just out in the water, maybe a kilometer away. I don't know what that is in miles or feet. But about
Nautical mile.
Nautical mile.
Half
You
a
might say.
nautical
there we go.
mile
There we go. It's a
west.
nautical mile off in the distance.
War.
But it is in the distance that you're heading. So it will only be a matter of time before you, as long as that boat isn't going anywhere, that you'll near that boat.
Isabella, you might need to ready the guns as a preventative measure. I see another vessel on the horizon, and she looks like she's seen better days.
Captain. I head over to ready the guns and I issue a command. I can't remember my mate's name. Did he have a name?
I don't know if did we give him a name? Feel free to make one up, and that your crew member will be there, ready and waiting.
Jared, bolt the ballista.
And this young guy comes running up and, Isabella, yes, okay, yes, and starts getting ready to load the ballista.
I head over to the mangonel. Sorry, I keep on saying mangling.
Yeah, the
The
mangonel.
mangonel. I put a rock in it.
Yeah, okay. It's a nice heavy rock, and some of the other crew members are helping you sort of load this thing as well. There's a small supply of rocks, maybe only 6 or 7. Obviously, due to the weight, we don't want to weigh this ship down, but they're just in near the northern side.
I try to pick out the one that looks the most like a cannonball. I look at it and I just go, And then load it.
This is your favorite one as well. You've been waiting to use this purely because it's cannonball-like shape.
Yeah.
But the mangonel is loaded, the ballista is loaded and manned. Captain Morley, what's the orders? The crew now have Barnaby in this boat on the side.
You got one last chance, Barnaby, or you're going downstairs into solitary confinement. Tell me what you know.
He sighs, and not because he doesn't want to tell you, but just because of the weight of this truth. Is obviously it's incredibly hard for him. He says, "Wally, if I'm on this boat, and they're on this boat, and you and your crew are on this boat, it's only for one reason. The hammer, he wants us all gone."
What makes you say that?
And he points to the older couple. They may not look like it, but they've stolen a lot from the hammer over the years, and he only just recently found out it was them that were running the whole show. And you look over at the old man and the old lady, and they sort of bow, sort of drop their head and move away from you. And him, and he points over now at the one standing near the wheel. He killed one of Hammer's right-hand men 2 years ago. And again, he only just uncovered the traitor last week.
And the young fella?
What about Jance? He's an amazingly gifted knife swinger, twiddler,
I'm swinging.
knife spinner.
Jance is on board.
Swinger.
Jance is still downstairs, so he can't see him. Jance has filleted more people than you have fish. That man, that boy.
I haven't filleted a lot of fish, so it wouldn't be hard.
He's done more than that. He's done more than none. He's
Even filleting one man is bad enough.
you better
Oh, gosh.
watch your crew around, Jance.
I think you've got I think you're just saying things that you've heard. This what is it? Slander. Jance is a great guy.
Karth, don't be silly. How long have you known him for? Barnaby may not be the
10
most
minutes.
stand-up guy, but we go back many, many years, and I know true fear when I see it. Crew, I fear this is a setup.
Well, then the question stands, what have we been set up? No one can sink this Cloudy Barnacle, the greatest ship I've ever been on. Surely there's some kind of trap. In those boxes, we must dump them overboard immediately.
We're just junk
Well,
in those boxes anyway. I wouldn't bother.
Hold on. I think we need to do two things. One, we need to ready the ship for a storm and for war. Two, we need to ascertain exactly what is in every last one of those crates.
Just rubbish.
How many have you looked in?
One.
Out of?
I don't know.
22. That's how many crates there are down there. There are 22. So we have 21 crates to go. Karth, get down there. I need you to look through all of those crates. Maybe take Sheuni with you.
Let's go. Jance.
Isabella, we need to ready the ship for a storm and for war.
Stormy Daniels. Let's go. And I run down.
Another good name for the boat. Honestly, that could have been the name of the boat as well.
I run downstairs and say, Jance, let's open up all these boxes. And Sheoni.
Jance is.
Oh my god, I can't believe Jance has already gotten above me on the rung of friendship. This is disgraceful.
Well, I reckon you two could have a knife off.
Jance is happy to see you. He's kind of done an okay job of cleaning up some of the tracks left by Barnaby, but he sees you entering the holds again and puts the mop against the wall. You also see he's kind of opened up another crate as well,
Oh.
just to take a look.
Good man, Jance. Let's open them all. You find anything?
Nothing in that one either. I was wondering. I mean, there's some pretty nice sharp bits of metal. I do like sharp metal,
Oh,
but
yuck.
they're all rusty and yeah, it sucks.
Rusty metal is the worst.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh. I'm going to start popping off the lids and like first person to find anything interesting is the winner.
Okay.
Make it won't be me.
Give me a strength roll. Get both of you
How
to
many
give
times you
me.
can bounce the basketball and then try to beat it.
Give me a strength roll, both Shioni and Karth, and I'll give one from Jance as well.
I've rolled 11 plus 3.
These are all pretty good rolls.
You got a 14.
Yeah, I
12
think
plus 2.
with the 14, Jance rolled surprisingly a 13 plus 1, so a 14 as well from Jance. You guys set to opening up all these crates. There's 20 crates left after both one opened from Karth and one opened from Jance. And they do take maybe a minute of prying each one, so you're going to be down there for a wee while, but each of you on that first box that you eat, each crate that you open up, there's just more of the same. Shioni, you're met with one that is almost entirely just broken bottles. Some intact bottles, but it looks like just the tavern had gotten rid of a few bottles and they're now broken and left in this crate. Karth, the one that you've opened, is nothing but wood shavings, which I'm sure you love.
Smells nice.
And just small sort of offcuts of wood as well. Nothing of importance.
I've got the best one so far.
And as you go through crate by crate, you're just finding sort of the same sort of objects. It's all just trash. Sometimes you'll find one that has some material and that's been sort of used as rags. They're all smelly, dirty rags. But it's either rusty metal, smelly old rags, broken bottles, wood shavings, or little offcuts of wood. And you're down there for a good 20 odd minutes. In that 20 minutes, Morley and Isabella are up on deck, see this ship getting closer and closer. I'll get Isabella, can you give me a perception roll? Or maybe an investigation roll, maybe it might be the better one. Whichever one's going to be better for you.
They're actually the same for me.
Okay.
I'll go perception.
Perception?
I'm interested if I can tell if it's coming towards us,
Right. Okay, cool.
or if it's just from us going towards it.
Look, with a nat 20, you can tell that it is just sitting dead in the water. The other thing that you've noticed is as you've been getting closer, it looks to be sinking slowly in as well. So it must have a leak somewhere on board. The more that you eye it up, the more you realize the absolute damage that has happened to this ship. The masts have been completely snapped. There's no signs of any kind of weaponry on board. There's no signs of crew except for some dark red stains that the water is sort of sloshing around on the deck. And with a nat 20, you can see that it looks like parts of the ship, parts of the hull, have looked to have been like torn off and away from the frame of the ship. And the storm that was once way off in the distance is now nearing, and you can hear at this point the sound in the distance of thunder and the heavy rain approaching.
Can I tell if we're moving towards it or it's moving towards us?
You're moving towards it. It is absolutely dead in the water.
I'm going to say, Jared, tie a rope to the boat.
Okay. And he's sitting there, quickly ties a rope onto the baluster bolt. Ballista.
Captain, we're heading straight into that storm. What are your orders?
Could we go around it if we wanted to, DM? Could we alter course?
The only way that you'd be able to alter course is to turn and head back towards Luskin. That would be your only way to avoid this storm. It is coming at you, and it's incredibly wide.
Yes, Isabella.
I'm sorry, one more question for the DM.
Mhm.
Can I tell if this boat was destroyed by the storm? with my roll?
You would have to be
Carpenter.
right next to it, or and a carpenter. No, you'd have to be right next to it if you wanted to fully investigate what happened to it. You're still, you're still a few, maybe 100 feet or so away from it at this point.
Can we pull up alongside, Captain? See if there's any survivors.
Yes, that's actually part of Morley's law, that you must offer aid to a ship in need. We'll do that, Isabella. Set a course for putting up blocks.
Make it so.
We do that.
Okay, great. Yeah,
I've always wanted to say this as well. It looks like there's a storm a-coming. Batten down the hatches.
and your crew gets to work battening them down. All the hatches
Yeah.
battened.
Yes, crew.
Yeah. The rest of your crew obviously helping make sure that the Cloudy Barnacle, I almost called it by its other name, the Cloudy Barnacle.
Stormy Daniels.
Cummy Barnacle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
She goes by many names.
Yeah, to make sure that the Cloudy Barnacle approaches gently. Are you trying to get as close as possible to it so that you could board if needed? Or are you still wanting to keep your distance from the ship, maybe by 10, 20 feet?
10 feet. We'll go quite close, and we'll have a real good gander.
Okay, great. You're about maybe 50 feet out when your crew sort of pull the sails down to help slow momentum. And you are now cruising at maybe like 5-10 feet a second? 5 feet a second.
Knots, I think.
Knots?
Knots is
Whatever
what
that
you're
is.
looking
You're moving at very slow knots. So you can just get an eyeful of this boat as you move past it. You're about 10 feet away. What are you looking for, Isabella?
First of all, we have the ballista aimed at it
Okay.
or near it
Yeah.
with the rope attached, and I'm just looking for signs of life.
No, there's no signs of life. There's at one point that you see a body face down in the water that is slowly filling this boat, just sort of floating along with an arm missing.
I'm just going to yell out,
Jesus.
"Is there anyone there?"
And there's no callback from the ship. And the damage done to the ship is extensive. Like I said, the masks are broken. There's no sign of the sails or anything at this point.
Does it just look like it's been dashed on the rocks, or an attack from another ship, or
You give me what's a good roll for your knowledge of ship?
spot shipwreck?
Roll shipwreck.
Investigation or
Yeah, let's-
survival, maybe?
I do have it's like pilot ship. It's like used vehicle ship and something else. Navigator's tools. That's not really
Give me a roll of. I guess we'll just make it investigation, and we'll use that as your sort of basis of what you've seen.
I rolled a 14.
Yeah, perfect. With a roll of 14, you've seen ships hit rocks before. It's very specific sort of damage, really crushing damage that a bunch of wood all pushed in at one sort of edge. This looks like things have been, like parts of the hull have been snapped on an outwards trajectory, but there's no sign of anything having exploded from the inside. So there are railings on the ship that have been pulled up and away. There are sides, bits of wood that have been pulled out and snapped. Some of them have just been pulled to bending point, but are still on there. But there's enough damage to it that it's only going to be a matter of minutes before the entire ship goes under.
Would I recognise if those are consistent with like a storm, just ripping it apart?
You've never seen a ship with this kind of damage come out of storms. Morley.
Are there any markings on the ship where I might know either
any affiliation of the ship, any flags or anything like that, or anything that I might know what port it's come from?
Give me a. I'll just get an investigation roll from you as well.
It's an 8.
Right,
Jesus.
right. No, there's no real tellings, but there's not many ports out this way. To be in the sort of the line that you're going, it's either maybe come from Chult or from Luskin in a similar trajectory as you. But it's almost fully submerged at this point now.
I wonder if I should board it. Like, try and swing across to it, have a quick look around, and then jump back to the Cloudy Barnacle, see what I can see.
Okay. You've only got like I said, it's minutes away from being fully submerged, so you've got to be in and off pretty quickly.
Want to see something cool, Karth?
What's that, Captain? I'm going to come upstairs.
Doesn't matter.
No,
Moment's gone.
no, I run up. Something cool. I'll pop my head out
Morley's
onto the
gonna-
deck.
Morley's going to take a run, plant his boot on the side of this, and launch himself over to the other boat to scout around in person for 30 seconds tops, just
Yeah.
to see if there's any more signs up close. And what I'm actually looking for is any signs like big teeth marks,
Okay.
any cut off tentacles of any kind of sea creatures or anything like that. And then I'm going to do the exact same maneuver back the other way, plant the boot, and jump back to our boat.
Yeah. There's only.
I'm gonna pop my head up and be like, "Did I miss something? Something cool?"
Captain's doing something
Not
cool.
yet.
You know this is going to be an athletics roll, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
Oh no, maybe or is it
Excellent.
acrobatics? It might be. You're doing something acrobatic, aren't you?
I think it
it's
is.
going to be
Yeah,
acrobatics.
Yeah, cool. Did I mention I was an Olympian? On the pommel horse?
Yeah.
That's a total of 9, my friend. I think you'll find that's more than sufficient.
Okay. Just if this was an easy maneuver, then a 9 would have been amazing. This is it's a slippery boat with the little waves lapping all around you. You just describe your move, except for how it ends.
Morley makes sure the crew are watching, and then bounds towards the edge of the boat, plants one boot on the side of the Cloudy Barnacle, and just launches himself towards the deck of this other grief-stricken boat.
I think Morley's intentions were to land like 1 foot on the edge of this boat, at the side of the boat, and then launch down into whatever's remaining of the deck. But he kind of catches the side of the boat here, just like across his chest, with his arms on the over the edge.
Oh, Captain.
And then waves kind of like lapping up over him as well.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, Karth. I'm fine.
That was a pretty cool
Morley
move,
trying to-
wasn't it?
Throws himself over the remaining side railing and lands like a sack of shit on the deck.
Yeah, and right next to you is that body with an arm torn off. And you realize how little time you've got, and you stand up and quickly look towards the port and starboard of this boat. What's remaining? There's a door that's broken off, and you can see into this room. And it's obviously the captain's quarters, and all of the furniture has just been absolutely thrown everywhere. And you look down at this body next to you, and you can just see these big rings on its face. That one giant ring, this red mark right around the front of its face. And where that red ring is, it's basically had a circular patch like torn off his face.
Oh, dear me.
What's happening over
time to
there,
get back.
Captain?
Morley's gonna launch himself back, and
Isabella's gonna
acrobatics roll.
throw a rope.
It's another 9.
Yeah, only I've never seen the captain jump like that far. It's amazing.
There's no way you're realistically going to be able to get from like the height of a sinking ship up to the height of your ship, and you go to do a big move anyway and kind of just splash down in the water as the rope lands next to you that Isabella has thrown overboard for you.
That's what I wanted to happen.
Captain overboard.
And as you are pulled up the side of the boat, you can feel the waves starting to surge up and around you. And the rain, you can hear the startings of the rain and the sound of lightning and thunder as the storm just rolls over the top of you all. And we'll take
Everyone who's not essential, get down below deck.
We'll take our break. We'll take
That
our break.
means-
Yeah.
just to be- Okay.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
How are we all feeling?
Anxious.
I don't think it's a giant kraken or anything. That would be crazy. That's not. I'm not worried about that.
You're not worried about
Big
that?
ring.
It's fair.
Nah, could be anything,
Interesting.
but not that.
It would be pretty mean to put a Kraken up against like 4 level 3 characters.
It would be a bit over the top, I suppose.
That would be
Would-
almost certain
wouldn't
death,
happen.
surely.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I may have fucked up, but we'll see.
We only need Morley to survive. It's fine.
That's true.
Maybe it'll be like Back
He
to the
rolls.
Future, and like Morley and Curse of Strahd will just start to fade away. You'll look at his hand, and his hand will just disappear.
And a big like tentacle will appear
Yeah.
Yeah.
around him.
The last thing you'll hear is like a.
And all memory of him will be gone. Just that's it.
Yeah.
Just absolutely disappeared. Gar said that there's no way Karth could have popped his head out to see the cool thing because the hatches had been battened down. So
We're trapped under the deck for the rest of the game.
Fucking, and they're so good at battening things on this ship. These motherfuckers
yeah,
instantly battened.
instantly.
Expert battening.
Did you expect Barnaby?
No.
Yes.
No,
Oh, you did.
oh, you did. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I did because you said, "Oh, it's just like one of those characters that where you don't know he's going to be a thing, and then you just want him more involved." After you said all that, I'm like, "Well, he's definitely going to be more involved."
I honestly put him in maybe at about 3 p.m. yesterday. Like he was not going to be in there. I was going to use just the crew that you guys had on board to kind of serve his role. But I'm like, no way. But the people want Barnaby, and by the people I mean me.
I'm just happy he had a bath.
Yeah, he's clean now.
Yeah.
He's clean.
Is he?
Well, he's wet.
Oh, ergo sparkling fresh.
Well, now you know my definition of the word clean.
Oh,
Just moist.
Yeah. Cool.
Be like one of those people that's like, no, you don't need deodorant. Like, your body adjusts if you just stop
Yeah.
wearing deodorant for a month. Your body just stops making the body odor. Have you heard those people? Am I the only person who's heard
No,
of those weirdos?
I've heard of that.
I've heard.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them congregating in a certain area.
Yeah.
That's true. We've got a question of the week, guys. Lat Kiwi has given us question of the week. How are you guys feeling about the new characters that you're playing?
Well, that's a good question.
That's a good question. We'll start with you, Joe.
It's nice for a change, and I am enjoying just a completely different type of character. Like, I feel like it's almost like polar opposite, which is fun. I guess you got to be careful that you don't just do the same thing every time, because it's really easy to default to the same reactions.
What do you mean?
Whenever you're playing anyone, like you'll have a
right,
tendency to what your character would do because it's like what you naturally gravitate towards. I'm enjoying. I was going to say I'm enjoying being a subservient character, but that sounds kind of weird. But it's kind of like it's a different kind of vibe to have with a different character like that. I've never done that.
Yeah, cool. What do you like most about
Sincere Oath
Just gonna,
is a fun character archetype.
just gonna turn the fan on for a bit. It's freaking hot. Suddenly. You can keep talking. I'm just pushing buttons.
No, we want to see the fan.
It's riveting.
There's oscillate.
Oh, how many modes?
There's
You can oscillate.
once it gets, I don't know who it was set up to be right before. So someone moved it today. So let's.
You got a lot of people coming around messing with your fan, or
Oh, it's not even. Okay, 1 second.
Oh my god.
Someone.
you know I like the fan like that.
Okay, sweet. That hits me now. What did I miss?
Yes.
Okay, carry on.
Us just roasting you about your fan, that's all.
It's our fan. I don't know why you're roasting me.
Anyway, I just said I think a Sincere Oath is a fun character archetype.
Yeah, for sure.
Not like an intellectual character, but someone who means well.
I don't think. Have I played an NPC that means well yet? I don't know if I have.
I mean,
what about
We've had the odd one.
toy guy?
Which guy?
Toy Blinsky.
Okay, I've played a few.
You've
I've played a
had at least 3 NPCs that weren't passive aggressive.
few. Yeah. Okay, that's good. At least. Shannon, how are you feeling about playing as Calf?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. A bit different.
I was so hoping he was going to invoke Morley's law, and he did.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
That was great.
Morley's Law, you can get away with anything. It's a fantastic book.
And the fact that he doesn't actually understand that Morley made it up to be like a life lesson about him being a cool captain.
Yeah, that's right.
He's just like, oh wow, that's such a coincidence that law exists and it's got the same name as you.
I like how quickly you made friends with Jans.
Yeah. Roll that 20, and then he's my friend.
Yeah. It was nice. You're
Apparently
asking
he's
him
a
some good.
cold-blooded murderer.
He was like completely just shut down, didn't want to talk about anything, and then you got him interested.
Yeah.
Well,
and
you
he showed his skills.
Yeah,
The knife.
he does have knife skills.
Yeah. Like a chef.
Yeah, he likes to fillet men apparently.
Jacques Pepin of the sea.
Sure.
The
Yep.
celebrity chef.
He reminded me a bit of Napoleon Dynamite at the start.
Yeah, right. That,
Don't want to go downstairs.
yeah, even I felt that. That wasn't the intention, but even I felt that at a certain point in there as well. Then I embraced
I
it
liked
for a bit.
it.
Yeah. What do you like about playing as Calf?
Oh, all that. And, I mean, I haven't got to use any of his dwarfy stuff yet, really. But, I mean, it's nice just background stuff.
Cool.
To have, thinking of being a dwarf. I don't think I've ever played a dwarf before.
Oh really?
What did you play? You played was it a gnome?
A gnome.
A gnome, yeah. I've been a couple
Yeah.
of gnomes.
Yeah,
They're
right.
good.
Yeah. All right, cool. How about you and Isabella, John? How are you finding playing as Isabella?
Yeah, it's cool. I think Joe said it pretty well. She's just like, oh yeah, like taking a bit of a subservient role. Like you've got a captain on the ship that you listen to. That's actually quite fun. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know why. I guess it's like you don't have to make any hard decisions. Just go, Captain, what do you want us to do?
And you've got
Yeah.
a role, like you either doing your job well or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you've got, was it Jared? Just like telling him to do things and he's just super like eager to please kind of thing. That's really cool.
That's the same thing, right? Like if you enjoy that character because he's just like, oh yeah, there's a hierarchy here.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's what I mean with the captain.
Yeah, Jared's
Subs and doms.
nice and easy to
That's right.
Maybe not that way.
Instead of D&Ds. S&Ms.
Yes, names.
We've got a problem if Jared responds to anything Isabella tells him with yes, mummy. I think that would be a definite problem.
That's going to be like one of the accidental slips at one point. Yes, mummy. I mean, Miss Isabella. Yeah, that's cool. And I have a bunch of like paladin-y stuff, duelist sort of stuff lined up that I can't really use yet, but will at some point, I guess.
Yeah, I love that. Like, she's just decked Barnaby twice now.
I did have this plan before the captain told me to tie him up, which was I was going to pretend like I was going to punch him and then kick him in the nuts.
I like it.
Like a paladin would do, I guess. That's very,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's cool. Look, there's still time. Okay, there is still time.
Yeah, if you see me go like this,
yeah.
definitely a nut kick coming.
Yeah. Cool. I think we're going well. I think we're where we should be. All going well. I think we'll have this wrapped up by the end of next session. I think, which would be great. It all depends, I guess. It all depends on how everything goes for the rest of this session. Whatever that means for you guys.
When we kill the Kraken this session.
Look, it's not a Kraken, okay? It's it's the
A giant squid.
It's
A colossal squid.
It's a giant Kraken.
It's a Cthulhu. We're bringing Cthulhu in.
Yeah, it's only an old god.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Garman corrected you, Joe, or was it Shannon that said Blinsky? He said Blinsky was pretty passive-aggressive on occasion as well. I don't remember.
I think it was
that.
Shannon that said that.
Yeah, I don't remember. Blinsky was nothing but helpful, surely. Everyone else
After a little bit of pressure was applied.
yeah. Everyone else was asked how how it was playing in new characters. You enjoying just fleshing out a bit more stuff for Morley, or are you kind of
I think I was focused on that more last session, like with the heavy drinking and the tall tales with the crew. I think I perhaps haven't played the role that great this session. I perhaps haven't given it sufficient depth of thought, and it's just been Morley.
Right.
He is the same guy. But,
Yeah, it is the same guy, and now that he's on board, he's going to probably be a bit more captainy than, what he might be in port. I don't know. It felt fine for me. He's been pretty captainy.
Good.
Yeah. I was going to say I thought it was really funny where you're like telling Shiona to bring the boy over, and she's like, "I'll bring the old people over." It's just like, okay, all right. Doing what Captain says.
Absolutely no real respect amongst the crew. Yeah, that
It's
makes
just
more
what
sense.
we were
I'm sorry.
talking about at the time.
I know.
So I
I just thought it was fun.
And thank God you did.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we'll wait for John to get back, and we'll jump back into it, I reckon. What are your thoughts on there being basically just nothing in these crates? Have you guys had to think about that at all?
It's
I think
just
Shannon.
a ruse.
That was the
Yeah.
biggest surprise, I think.
That there was nothing in the
far.
crates.
I think
Honestly, I
Shannon.
thought there was going to be vampire spawn.
Yeah, I thought, maybe there's something scary hidden in them, but maybe it's just to weigh us down if we sink or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Isn't that what you said, Shannon?
That
Something
it's
about
like
ballast.
ballast. I don't know. I was just talking shit. I don't actually have any idea why.
Yeah.
I think it was just to make the ship go out to sea, not suspecting much, feeling like we had some stuff to deliver, but the real goal was just to get the ship out to sea with all the hammer's enemies on it and sink it.
Yeah, but what have you
why
done
so
against the
many?
hammer?
I guess we'll find out.
Oh.
Okay.
Made
Cool.
fun of him sitting.
I fucked the hammer's
next
wife,
to-
okay?
Uh,
One thing I don't get about the hammer putting all those enemies on the boat is it seems needlessly complicated as a way of like offing his enemies because he's like obviously quite a powerful dude and pretty ruthless. I was just wondering why he wouldn't just kill them. It's almost like there's some reason.
Have you ever heard of a supervillain before? They never do things the simplest way. It's always got to be
A laser to the testes.
circuitous. What's the word?
Circuitous.
Circuitous.
Yeah.
I can kind of answer a little bit of that. That it's
Don't
only-
if it ruins
it's-
anything.
No, I don't think it's really only Barnaby that's come to the realization that of like why these people are on board. Even they've just been told to get on the boat or they're going to be killed basically. So they're there on the boat. They don't know why they're on the boat. And you don't want dead bodies around you, right? If you kill someone, you don't want them near you because then people might know you've killed them. Does that make sense?
I'm
The
lost.
perfect line.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. If you can sink your enemies out at sea, then it's kind of like you're not going to be found out.
Yeah, he just more seems like the kind of like pull out the entrails with his hands and smear them on his face kind of.
Maybe he got bored of that, like he needs to spice it up from time to time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want the heat.
Are we ready to jump back in?
Yes.
All right, cool. Now I will remember to actually put the map back on this week. Last
Yay.
week I forgot to put that back on, so no one got to see the cool warehouse where the hammer was. I know, that was the sound I made.
Oh. Again, yeah.
All right. It is well and truly pouring down around you at this point, with the waves crashing up against the side of the boat. The boat that you just managed to get off is now not even visible through the water at this point. It is well and truly sunk. The only thing that even remains of that boat now is just a few pieces of wood being thrown around by the massive crashing waves, and the body which is now slowly getting pushed further and further away from your boat.
Crew.
Sorry, carry on.
I've seen some horrors on that boat. I don't want to panic anyone. But there be a creature out there of some sort, I'm sure of it.
What kind of sort, Captain?
What?
What kind of sort of creature?
Wow, what sort of creature?
Yeah.
Oh, a sea creature.
Any creature? Out here? I know.
That's good.
So
It's not a dragon. That's good.
I'm gonna pop my head up from ransacking the crates. There's nothing but rubbish in there.
What?
Nothing but rubbish. And then I see
What
them.
kind of rubbish? What? One man's trash is another man's treasure kind of rubbish, or rubbish?
Rubbish. Metal shavings and wood and scrap and glass.
Oh, God.
We need to turn the ship around.
You know what this means, don't you? The
No.
whole thing's a setup. The whole thing's a setup. I think we need to throw those crates overboard or make ourselves a little bit lighter. If we probably haven't even got time for that, though.
Understood. Let us mobilize the crew. I start barking orders at anyone and everyone around to help lug out the cargo.
Yeah, okay, the crew gets to work at bringing the crates one by one up onto the deck. Do you want them all on deck to be thrown off together?
I think we just,
or just
start
as they come up, they
throwing
get
them
thrown?
all off,
Okay.
as long as Morley seems to assent to that.
Captain Morley, they look
He
here.
gives the thumbs up.
Okay, great. This is going to take quite a bit of work. These crates are heavy. It took a good half an hour of loading these crates all in, and that was using more men than you guys currently have on board at the moment. So it's going to take an hour to get fully rid of these crates and get them all overboard.
An hour.
Yeah, it's going to take.
Are we still Are we still cruising towards the storm?
Well, you're in the middle of the storm. At this point now, the storm is fully overhead now. So you're in the midst of it now. You can see in all directions. You've lost all sight of where Luskin was now, just with how heavy it is in the rain. So you are at this point just out in the trackless sea, in the middle of a rather ferocious storm.
Where are we headed, Captain? We're going to Chult
I see
or
why they call it.
back to Luskin?
I see why they call it the trackless sea. Oh dear. Have we got any compasses on board? I've got some navigators.
You've got a
tools, so I must
navigator,
have-
yeah, for sure.
Love to hear the captain
Yeah.
say that.
Got any compasses?
Oh,
Oh God! Did anyone bring the compass?
You've got I don't know if... Yeah, I think compasses must exist at this point, but yes, you've got everything you need to navigate. It's just very hard to navigate right now.
Magic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just say
We need to press on. We need to punch through the storm. I heard another captain say that once. We should punch through it.
Punch it.
No. Karth, punch through the storm. That means make everything as safe as possible, get that extra weight off, and we're essentially sailing for our lives now. We will stop in at Chult. We'll get these uns out of here, but then we'll be heading back to the Sword Coast ourselves.
To Chult then.
To Chult.
I'm going to get my war hammer out of my cabin, and I'm going to start making sure that if anything starts to pop up out of from the storm, gets loose, any of the wood, I'm going to whack it back down.
Okay, great. Yeah, you're tending to the ship. And what's Isabella up to? So obviously, Shione is working with the crew to bring up the cargo, or is she doing something else? Is she overseeing that?
I'm doing that.
Okay, cool. Isabella, what's Isabella up to?
I'm just on the once he said sea creature, I think I went to the mangonel,
Perfect.
and I'm just like watching out for a sea creature with this thing, and I've asked Jared to do the same with the ballista.
Yeah, and Jared, both you and Jared were just the wind and the rain just like harsh against your face, trying to keep yourself steady with the rocking of the waves, just trying to keep an eye on anything abnormal in the seas around you. Shione, with the movement of the sea, it's incredibly hard at this point to stay steady, and it's slowing down the movement of these crates. More and more, the rougher the seas are getting as well. And Karth, you're running around, making sure there's some crates that are being knocked into the walls as crew members are dropping them with each wave that hits, and you're sort of making sure that anything is patched up and ready to go. Morley, what's Captain Morley doing while all of this mayhem is going on?
There's only one place for the captain in a storm, behind the ship's wheel.
Okay, great. Yeah,
I'm steering us. Who's that idiot that looks like they're at the wheel? Get
Well,
him
that
out of there.
Okay, that was someone that has been assigned to navigation. You just push him out of the way, and that's fine. He's used to you taking. He's there when you're doing other things, so he's been helping out.
Out of the road, son. This is a captain's job now.
Aye, aye, Captain! And he steps off to the side, and the younger guy that was been on board, the one that you know that's been stealing from the hammer, sort of just follows off with this other guy as well. He's just kind of he's buddied up with this guy just to see how to work a ship, basically. And yeah, you're trying to keep. You've got your what is it, like a sextant and compass and stuff. Using it to try and figure out exactly which your eyepiece, and you're trying to find west southwest the best you
Need the
can.
sun for
We're
that,
trying
Captain.
so hard to be nautical, but we're not. We should drop the nautical thing.
Yeah, Captain, you need to be able to see the sun to use that one of those things. So we got any compasses or anything?
Right, has anyone got any dragon glass?
Yes.
But so yeah,
Like-
there's this beautiful scene of the Cloudy Barnacle just hitting waves and launching up into the air, and everyone holding on as it comes crashing down. Morley, clinging tightly to the wheel, spinning it in the waves and the sails of. Again, we're going to drop the stat because I don't know the terms, but
The ship's driving him at this point.
it's an amazing sight as lightning strikes hit the ocean around you. Kaboosh, kaboosh. And then finally some of these crates are making their way up on board, and one of the crew members, two of them have got this one crate, and they're trying to struggle to push it up and over the edge of the boat. And it goes overboard, and there's just the sound of the waves and the rain. You don't really hear a splash, but there's the sound of Isabella just kind of hears more of a thud sound, and followed by that was almost a roar coming out from the ocean. And next to the two crew members that have just turfed this crate overboard, this tentacle comes up out of the ocean, wraps around one of them, and just crushes him and pulls him down into the ocean. And maybe 10 feet off to the port side, raising up out of the water, a sea creature emerges.
I told you, Karth.
That's the first thing he says.
Thank God you're all right, Captain. It is a sea creature.
The very same.
Creature of the sea.
And we're going to need a roll of initiative from everybody. And it's not a kraken, it's a juvenile kraken, okay? So
I have rolled a 13 plus 0.
Build the juvie. We're at a
14
plus 2.
Juvenile delinquent.
have you guys all selected
And
your
18 for Isabella.
have you all selected your tokens?
Nope.
I'll add Isabella in there.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, that's okay. 18.
This juvenile kraken looks like it's pretty stoned. Look at it.
It looks so
Clear
cute. It looks like a
He's
baby.
dancing.
And can you, Molly, can you give me a roll of initiative for the boat?
Oh, yeah. I know how to do that.
Just give me a roll d20.
Have you selected your boat?
I'm just trying to see. There is an initiative roll for it.
I got a 12.
I'm just going to roll this and just see what it adds on. It's a +2, so 14. I've just used one of the images of the crew. Is that it? I think that's it, yeah. Okay. All right, we start with Isabella at the top of the turn order here. Isabella, you've seen right next to you this tentacle shoot up, wrap around one of these crew members and just sort of crush it and bring it off the side. You hear a scream, the last death rattle out of the crew member as it splashes down into the water beside you. On the opposite side now, rearing up out of the ocean, is this green sea creature with these giant red eyes. And you recognize it instantly as a kraken, although quite small for a kraken. But still obviously very fucking huge.
Kraken!
Oh, God.
I'm just going to say, Jared, turn the ballista. I'm assuming I can't get the mangonel
Right,
on the
so
right angle to hit this thing.
So there's a couple of things, right? So with the ship is in the turn order as well. When it comes to actions for the ship, it's separate from each of you guys. It gets, I believe, 3 actions. If it's got fewer than 20 crew, it can only take 2 actions. If it's got fewer than 10, it can only take 1 action. And so those actions are things like firing the ballista, firing the mangonel, and they need to come either as from orders from the captain or its crew on the boat's turn. Obviously, it would normally be the captain, but if Morley wanted to give control of the mangonel and the weapons to Isabella, then by all means. Yeah. So you get to do your own stuff on your turn, and then on the ship's turn, the ship gets to act. And just so you know, the ship has different AC for different parts of the ship. It has hit points for different parts of the ship as well.
Okay. Just given where the mangonel is, like, do you think it could realistically hit the Kraken?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's the mangonel
Captain!
has a range of like 200 feet, so not a problem.
Oh, just like it's positioned one direction, right?
It's nice and rotatable for
Okay.
fire, for combat from any angle.
Captain, permission to fire.
Yes, permission granted!
All right. Isabella's gonna fire the mangonel, and Jared's gonna fire the ballista. But I'm assuming that happens on the ship's turn.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. And then, so we'll just cue that up.
Cool.
And then Isabella's going to run down. To in front of the Kraken.
Okay.
She's going to draw her rapier and try to stab it.
Okay, cool. Give me a roll to hit.
$16.
16 meets beats.
Beats.
Yeah.
All right. I have a reaction, or like a bonus action
Okay.
that happens sometimes when I hit something. I'm going to use my channel divinity to create a thick layer of fog around the boat, which heavily obscures the area for 20 feet in all directions. And it follows me as I move.
Okay, cool.
You and all creatures within 5 feet of you instead treat this fog as lightly obscured.
Okay. So I'm just going to give you like a... I've got like a fog symbol here.
So what I would like to have happen with this is that it's harder for the Kraken to grab our crew.
Yeah, fair enough. You and all creatures as lightly obscured. Okay, cool. I guess that means disadvantage on attacks. That lasts 10 minutes. Okay, cool. What if there's a way to easily show that so we can move it with you as you move around the deck, if you are to move around the deck.
So we have to be within 5 feet of you for it to be lightly obscured.
Yeah.
We know this?
I'm going to yell out, "On me!"
Did he say on we?
On me! I mean, Jared!
I think that's about right. That size there.
It's 20 feet radius, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I can move that around with you. I'll have to move that manually when you move. But anything within that, the fog circle is going to be at disadvantage to attack. Cool. Anything else from Isabella? Oh wait, what was the damage? 17. Sorry, 7? 7 piercing?
7, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, that's going to be hard to... Okay, that's easier. Okay, you slash through the sort of the closest part of this creature that you can see, and it manages to do some damage, but not quite as much as you might have thought it would do. I'm assuming your rapier is just a standard rapier.
Yeah.
Anything else from Isabella?
I just moved back slightly
Okay.
to try to position the fog I'd quite like Jared to get a clean shot, but yeah, actually I'm gonna go there.
Okay. So you attack and then move back to get some distance. That does create an opportunity attack from the Kraken, which tries to... It reaches up, raises up out of the water and tries to bite down. But it is at disadvantage, so let's roll a second time. That is definitely a hit. He has rolled on disadvantage, he's rolled a 29.
What? Sorry?
No. Didn't hit.
And does 26 piercing damage down on Isabella's arm as she tries to back away.
Oh, okay. I've got 2 health left. Good.
What the fuck? You reckon this is going to go the distance, did you, DM? 3 sessions, you said. Okay.
Okay. It is the Kraken's turn. Who
He's done enough.
Now it's his turn.
now is his turn. I'm just having a quick look at what it can do here.
Cool.
It raises up another tentacle by the side of the boat here. Let's just bring that on, and goes to grab one of the crew members off the side of the boat. That is a critical success. That is a nat 20 on that roll, and he just grabs and just crushes the life out of the crew member.
What was that crew member's name?
Doesn't matter now. He's gone. He's gone. So, you get to name them. You recognise him or her straight away. Feel free to name.
Send a ham to his wife.
Send a ham. That's another ham.
Okay, it is the boat's turn. So there's 3
Boat
actions.
leaves.
The boat leaves. Well, it
Yeah.
can do 3 actions. One of the actions is move. The another action is fire ballista, and the other is fire mangonel. And it does get 3 actions thanks to how many crew it currently has.
For now.
For now. If you were to move, using the move action would get you move up to the speed of the ship's sails with a 90 degree turn if you'd like to. It can move 5 miles per hour. It would help if there was actually
And feet.
like some feet for what it can do in a turn. It can move the... Oh, wait a second. Is there...
It's ridiculous.
Oh, here we
First
go.
of all-
45 feet. 15 while sailing into the wind. 60 while sailing with the wind. So it can move, it can fire, it can do all 3 at once.
Which direction are we going? Are we going into the wind or?
You're
out
currently
of the wind?
going into the wind.
So it can go 15.
Oh,
That's
I
why
don't
the
think we should
storm
be wasting...
came to you.
The
we're
thing's
going
already,
backwards.
like, gripped onto the boat, right? So we probably shouldn't waste time using turns to move.
Well, it hasn't gripped
I don't
onto it
think-
yet.
Oh, so it's just alongside us?
Yeah.
Maybe
I was
it's
gonna
time
try
run
and-
away.
swing around. I was going to try and position it so the mangolin was ready for some mangolin. And
Yes.
the ballista was ready for some ballistering.
I reckon throw that smelly guy into its mouth.
Dies instantly. He's got the shits for a week.
Yeah.
Well,
Spits
aren't
him
there
out.
2 actions queued up on the boat because of Isabella's firing?
Yeah, what I can do... let me...
Up to the captain, I suppose, but it makes sense to try and kill it, right?
I wonder if I can give you guys
No, I
access to
disagree.
the ship. So it's in all of your players' journals. I will give all of you access to looking at its character sheet. So there you go. You should be able to bring up the sailing ship in your journal now, go into its character sheet, and you can click the buttons to do the actions.
Oh.
So by all means, fire the mangonel and fire the ballista.
Do you want John, do you want me to click on the ballista button for you?
I feel it would be only right if you manage the ship.
Oh wow, that's a lot of dice. Not anything good though. That is terrible. Has it come through on
Yeah, it's just
here
come
we go.
through now.
13 to hit?
And that is a miss as the ballista soars past the head.
Isabella!
That was, to be fair, that was Jared. That was Jared.
Jared!
Sorry, Captain!
Let Isabella do it, Captain. Jesus.
You got the controls? Have you got the controls now, John?
It's not loading for me. It's just doing a loading screen.
Oh,
It's trying to load.
I had to close it and then open it again for it to load.
Okay, I'll try that.
Fire the mangonel! Isabella! At its head!
I'm trying, Captain.
It won't load. I can't load it in.
It's about the mangonel's buffering.
I'm making out those buffering.
I clicked edit and then cancel, and now it's loaded.
Okay. So I just click the fire mangonel.
mm-hmm.
Fires a mangonel. Whoa.
That's a good amount of dice. Where's that?
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
What'd you get?
It rolled a 7 to hit.
Which is a miss. That beautiful cannonball-shaped rock just launches straight into the air, over the top of the juvenile kraken, and just splashes into the water behind it.
2 warning shots.
We got
Very fair of you.
I like
we've
the
got one more actual, right?
You've got one more action. That's right.
What do you reckon? Should we swing around and try and get in a more advantageous position so there's less of the boat to grab? I'm thinking if we rotate the boat 90 degrees, the Kraken's got less to kind of latch on to.
If we rotate it with the ocean and just move.
Well, you can absolutely
leave.
At this point, you can absolutely rotate 90 degrees and move 15 feet.
What do you mean by rotate the ocean, Calf? That sounds hard.
I believe in you, Captain.
It's your first mistake.
Rotate the ocean for us.
We're rotating the boat 90 degrees and trying to motor off.
Okay. Let me just...
Wow. Well, maybe it would just be better
Actually,
to replace the Kraken.
yeah, because otherwise I'm going to have to... Did you call it a kraken?
Yeah, that's posh.
That's the
Kraken's
posh
name.
way of saying
I like it.
It's got a
Wait,
macron
wait, hang on.
over the air.
What's his name?
Kraken.
Kraken. What's
like-
Kraken?
Yeah.
It's the Kraken.
It's not like the crack in your ass.
The crack in your arse.
All right, yeah, you've... all right, so you've turned and moved 15 feet. So you are now...
That's heaps.
you're kind of perpendicular with the wind at this point.
Out of trouble.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So that's the boat's 3 actions. Calf. What's Calf up to?
Oh, I'm going to yell out, just everybody stay away from the edge of the ship. There's tentacles grabbing people. Gents, stay away. You're too young for this. Too young and precious. You're a good man.
He's a mass murderer.
You're doing a rough start in life.
Jens puts a knife in his teeth and says, It was nice knowing you, calf. As he dives in and slays the kraken.
Yes.
Yeah.
You beautiful gents. Kath comes to his senses. He grabs his seashell necklace, and it starts to glow. And he points at the kraken, and he goes, "Light up, you big slimy bastard!" And he casts Fairy Fire. It has to do a dex saving throw of 12, big 12.
Okay.
What's this spell?
He's only rolled an 8.
Okay. So each object in a 20-foot cube within range, which is 60 feet, is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. My choice.
Oh, what are you going to choose?
I'm going to go violet.
I'm glad you didn't choose blue.
Was it the
I mean, with the ocean and all.
I saw the ocean was also a bit green. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light, and it fails a dex save. And for the duration, which is a minute, objects affected it shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. So any attack roll against it is at advantage,
Okay.
if you can see it.
Any? Is it like just any attack at all?
Any attack
Okay,
roll
great.
against it is at advantage because it's glowing.
Yeah, perfect. You now have this giant glowing kraken floating 15 feet off the edge of the ship.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm going to make sure I'm not next to the edge. I'm going to go above the wheel.
Okay, great. Shayoni.
Yeah. I'm just gonna shout, "Good job, Karth. We just need to scare it off now." I don't even know if that's what she would sound like.
Sounds like her.
And you know what? You put me in a spin, Karth, because like I was gonna cast a spell by like holding a necklace, and you just totally ruined it for me. If I
We can both
can-
hold necklaces.
We can both
We
have
can
No,
be
I don't
necklaces,
want to be
buddy.
the same as Karth.
This is like a puka shell necklace, like one of those ones that surfers wear.
Yes.
Yeah, because you have to have like for the warlock, you have to have a charm. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna change it to like cuffs. I'm gonna lift my
an
cuffs
anklet.
up.
Or cuffs.
No, they can't.
Joe, can you
Cuffs
just
are
turn
Metal
cool.
up,
cuffs.
yeah.
Karth would never.
can
They're
you
metal.
turn up your microphone just a little bit, Joe?
Karth would never. They're metal. Completely unlike him. She lifts her cuffs up into the air and she just lets out a guttural scream as a beam of crackling energy heads towards the kraken.
Okay.
Oh, and I roll with advantage because of the fairy fire. I rolled 16 plus 5 for 21.
Okay, that is definitely a hit.
I rolled a wonderful 1 for damage.
Okay. All right.
Take that.
Yeah, I mean, it hits. It definitely hits. The glow of the kraken makes it an
Like
easy
the
target.
crackling beam just
It's like just hits
like
it.
hits its forehead and warms it up slightly.
It's like a tiny little like burn mark on the skin of the kraken.
Got him!
Yeah.
Good work, Shayoni. Yeah.
Anything else?
300 more of those and it'll be toast.
Anything else from Shayoni?
I back off and stick next to Isabella in her shroud of fog.
Okay, perfect. Morley, Captain Morley of the Cloudy Barnacle. What's he up to?
Karth, take the wheel. You always wanted to. Now's your chance. And then Morley runs towards the back of the boat and says, "Take this, you overgrown calamari." Sounds like something from a children's cartoon, maybe a Samurai Pizza Cat style thing. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
It's with
That's,
advantage.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thank Christ for that. I'm sure this will be an episode.
First one was an 8.
This is 8
yeah.
lightning damage. What
Oh
was
no,
the actual-
sorry, that was the damage roll.
Ah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whoops.
Up in the gap.
Okay.
Let's do that
I'll
then.
roll this twice. Okay.
Wait, where did you roll to hit?
There we go. It was a
14 is my best roll there.
14.
Not the one.
14 is a miss.
Not the one.
As your witch bolt.
Is it? That's a shame.
Just splashes, like it looks like it's lining directly for it, and a wave of water just splashes up in front, and the witch bolt gets caught up in the water.
Ah, bollocks. Oh. Oh, God. Looks like I'm going in the drink soon. Wally
Sorry,
moves
Kieran.
away. Just backs into the bullies. Oh!
Punctures his kidney, slowly bleeds to death.
It just pierces through his organs. Okay.
Turning into Homer Simpson police cop, this guy.
All right, Isabella.
All right. Shit.
Isabella, by the way, is not looking good. You've all completely ignored her bleeding out into the ship, having had a big bite taken out of her.
I didn't ignore it, but it's not nice.
It's not nice.
Yeah. Everyone's sort of up there. What's the range on my spell? "30 feet. Okay. I am going to move up a little bit and try to obscure these guys from the Kraken.
Okay, now let's move that onto you. Cool.
Oh, I found out, by the way, as well. Heavily obscured means they literally can't see that.
Oh, okay,
and
perfect.
lightly obscured is like more like disadvantage.
And was it lightly or?
It's heavily outside of 5 feet.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
if the Kraken was next to me, he'd be able to see me, but lightly obscured,
Right.
which is where I was before. So disadvantage was fine.
Okay.
But like from where the thing is now, it literally wouldn't be able to see Karth.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Perfect.
I'm going to cast Bless.
Okay.
Which hopefully should come through. No?
What does Bless do?
Cast.
There we go.
So I bless 3 creatures of my choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, they can add a d4 to the number rolled. So my 3 creatures that I'm choosing, Karth, the captain, and Joe.
Shioni.
Yoni.
Shioni. I was going to call you Shanae for some reason.
And so it's whenever they make an attack roll or saving throw, like each and every time for the next minute.
For the next minute, yeah.
The next
They get
minute.
to add a
Okay.
d4.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Anything else?
No, it's an action. So
Okay, cool.
that's it for me.
It is
But loading the weapons again. If the captain chooses to use them.
for sure. It is the Kraken's turn, who swims closer to the ship, and uses a move called Fling, which involves. Well, let's see.
Oh, no.
Let's roll to hit first. Oh, you don't even have to roll to hit. Must succeed on a DC 13 saving throw. Okay, perfect. I am just going to get a DC. Basically, a tentacle comes up again out of the ocean and just darts towards the younger, the guy that was kind of taking an interest in what the other navigator was doing. Just shoots out and goes to grab him. Let's do a dex save. He fails, and the tentacle wraps around him, picks him up off the deck of the ship, and just throws him against one of the masts, just throwing him across the deck. And he takes a d6 for every 10 feet that he's been thrown.
What?
And he's been thrown 35 feet, and he does not have enough hit points to withstand the impact of hitting that mast. And he is just
What is it? A D10?
a d6 for every 10
D6.
feet.
What if he rolls
I mean, I can
the
roll.
lowest possible number?
can
Will
roll.
he survive?
So it's 2
He's not going to survive, is he?
plus 6 plus 1, so 8. And okay,
He doesn't have
no,
that.
actually, I expected that to be a bit higher. He's got 3 hit points left. He hits that mast and slides down to the bottom of it with 3 hit points remaining, looking incredibly injured from hitting that mast.
Does the
right
mask
there.
look damaged?
What's that? Sorry, the mast?
You're right.
Actually, that's a good point. We have
Nah, it's fine.
What did you say, Shoni?
the
I just
mast.
said,
no-
you're all right there, to the man who just slid down the mast, broken and mangled.
Crunch.
On your feet.
I might need to make
Quit
some.
slacking.
Might need to make some separate notes for the boat's health. Just because.
Not the boat.
Anyway, that is the Kraken's turn. We're back with Karth.
Fucking hell. So, yeah, I told him to stay away from the edge. I was about to run up and hit it, but then they get... I've seen this disengage attack that it did. I'm going to do another spell. This is just a cantrip, and it's called Infestation.
Ooh.
So it has to make a Constitution save of 12.
Constitution saving
Oh,
throw.
actually, no, I won't. It's right next to us. I'm going to run over it, and I'm going to stay 5 feet away from it.
Which is not too
Run
hard.
to the south. Run to the south of it, and do Thunder Wave.
Okay, what is...
So it's a 15-foot cube originating from me, and
Oh, yeah.
so boing.
Does that include things like Morley and the crew?
No, it's a front. I can sort of aim it down
Oh,
a
cool.
bit. It should just get. It's like a 15-foot on a side, so it should be able to get the Kraken and the tentacle.
All right, and that's a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, of 12, and if they fail, they'll get 9 thunder damage.
We'll roll 1 for the tentacle,
Alright.
1 for
Oh yeah.
the main guy. The tentacle rolled an 11. 19 for the Kraken itself.
Okay. So the tentacle should take 9 thunder damage.
Yeah, the thunder like hits it and it recoils quickly down under the ocean, having taken some decent damage.
Okay, I'm going to trot back to the wheel. Sorry, Captain. Leaving my spot. My station. That's all.
All right, and that's one of its turns gone. 1 round, I think. So there's 10 rounds it's going to be glowing purple. It's we've just killed one of its rounds. So I've got a little counter on the token now as well, just to help me remember. Okay, so that's Karth. Shayoni.
First of all, when I'm in the fog, I can't see it that well, right? So do I have
You
to
can see it
run
because
out
of
the
fairy
fog?
fire.
Okay, so that... Okay, cool. Well, I'm just gonna stay where I am, I suppose. Let me just look how far away I am. I am 45 feet away. Okay, I'm going to bellow out, "Leave this place!" And again, I'm going to raise my metal wrist. What are they called?
Like
What do you call
greaves?
them
Are they called
Bracelets.
greaves?
Bracelets?
Braces?
Braces.
Bracers! I'm going to raise them up and I'm going to bellow, "Leave this place," as they start rattling and shining. And I'm going to cast Shatter as a loud ringing noise erupts, centered on the Kraken's head.
Okay, another
Has to roll
Constitution.
Has to roll a 13.
He's rolled a 7.
Nice.
Ooh, Oh, and it's also a 10-foot radius, so I want to hit the tentacle as well.
Oh, the tentacle. Sorry, that's under the water now. Like he's retracted that from the previous thunder
it's
damage.
actually it's a sphere, so
It's all part of his same pool of HP, okay. So it's fine. Yeah.
So it takes 3d8. Did I roll 3d8 and it was 4, 2, and 1 for a 7?
Wait, didn't? Yeah, you already.
Yeah, I rolled.
It was already rolled anyway when you rolled the spell, which is crazy that you rolled it
Well,
again.
we're rolling big damage, guys. I did it by mistake.
So that does thunder damage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, by the way, was good. You could have easily chosen something else that would have done not as well.
Yeah.
As cryptically as I say that.
The damage.
It has resistance to
Something.
cold damage or something, guys.
Okay, anything else from Sheoni?
No. I just help the dazed crewman to his feet.
Perfect. He's just like, he's like clearly like got broken ribs as he.
I slap him on the back encouragingly.
He coughs up blood. We missed the ship's turn, by the way. There are 3 actions from the ship that you have access to right now.
I have one more thing I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to use a bonus action, and again I'm going to raise my bracers, and they're going to start glowing, and I cast that light towards not Esmeralda.
Isabella.
Isabella, and she is bathed in a healing rainbow light.
Is that a bonus action, is it?
Yes.
Nice.
My patron has blessed Isabella with some healing. So I have healed her for 5 damage. 5 healing points. 5
Okay.
HP.
Nice. Alright, we'll do the boat's turn. It gets, again, 3 actions. I'm going to give it just a separate 4th action for Morley, which is to maybe ask for movement of crew. So obviously you've got some crew upstairs, you've got some crew currently downstairs in the hold as well. So if you want to have any sort of movement from your crew, it's like an extra that I'll allow you to do.
I just realised that those boxes, those heavy boxes full of sharp objects, could have been really handy to be throwing at this Kraken right now. Glad we send those overboard.
No, you only got 1 overboard before the Kraken attacked.
Probably just use our
Oh.
weapons though, right?
So you still have like
That's what
I'm
annoyed the
wondering if
Kraken.
you still have like
I'm
21.
wondering
of
if the
these-
crew.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could command the crew to just, as efficiently as they can, just keep bringing these boxes up and hiffing them at the Kraken.
Okay.
But maybe
Crew.
I don't know. Do the crew have any weapons on them?
They might have just small blades, nothing, and maybe the occasional. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think your crew would have been dealing with, realistically, not just magical
They
fire
all have
blades?
bazookas.
Harpoons. I think it's likely that some of them would have spears, like throwing spears.
Okay. We can say. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of ballista bolts that could be probably a few spears in with that as well. But
just
Open for
realised-
ideas from the crew.
she only sounded like she had an idea.
Sorry, I just realised I didn't use the bless thing.
What do you? What? I thought
I
you
got
did.
blessed and I didn't use it.
Ah.
Those
wait.
are for attack rolls, though.
Yeah,
That-
but it says you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll.
Yeah, your attack roll was
Oh, right,
just
so
a
I already had
constitution.
anyway.
So
I thought I was going to add it to the damage. Never mind.
that's all right.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
wanted
don't
to do
forget
one
your
too.
bless as well. All right, so what 3 actions? Let's worry about the crew last. What 3 actions do we want to take with the bow?
I think we should fire another ballista, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Another ballista. Oh, here we go. This is 23 to hit
That is an absolute hit.
and 16 piercing damage.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
great. That's a great hit. It manages to sink into the soft, like fleshy flesh of the of the
You
Kraken.
have advantage as well.
Oh yeah, you can roll
See if you crit.
Yeah, with the
Oh.
fairy fire and +4. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, +4. with
if you wanted.
Yeah, okay. I'll
D4.
Oh, sorry. The ballista and the mangonel don't have that.
Bless.
They haven't been blessed.
Oh, bless.
Oh, bless. There we go.
I should have blessed the ballista and the mango.
Oh, sorry. I think I accidentally fired the mangonel instead of
okay,
the
well,
ballista on advantage.
Well, you get to use both of them with advantage. So just fire the ballista and mangonel again if you like. If you're going to be using both.
Okay.
And we'll just
It's
take
super
the-
annoying. Every time I fire, the whole boat character sheet shuts down and I have to open it again.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It's a
Yeah,
powerful
yeah.
attack.
Alright. So that's oof. That is a spinning dice. It's just spinning now, it won't fucking stop. There we go. That that ballista was 22 plus 4 to hit.
Oh no, it doesn't. It
with
doesn't
16
get. It doesn't
piercing.
get the bless. Unfortunately, the weaponry
Oh,
hasn't
right,
been
okay.
blessed. All right, so the ballista will take the 23, the first roll, 23, doing 16 damage. That ballista fires true, hits the Kraken, and while it just doesn't look like it does the full extent of the damage you might have expected from it, but at least it was a direct hit.
Alright. And Isabella, fire the mangonel! And then I presume Isabella fires the mangonel?
I fire the mango now.
That's what I
19,
was waiting for.
There we go, 19, perfect.
24
20
damage.
Okay, this time, Isabella cries out to the crew member to fire the mangonel, and you see this jagged, really jagged rock this time. Not nearly as nice as that smooth cannonball stone you'd previously thrown up. It launches up into the air and just comes crashing down on top of the Kraken's head. The spongy sort of softness of its head impacts a little bit before launching sort of the stone off into the water. And again, that 24 damage that you thought it would have done, not quite as strong as it doesn't do quite as much damage as you'd hope, but still a decent amount of damage
Jeez.
into this creature. And you've got one extra action that you can take. Did you want to move again, or what were we hoping for?
Yeah, I think we should keep on the move and keep it as far away from us as we can. And we'll be facing a slightly different direction now, right? So can we move further?
Yeah, so basically you're now facing with the wind. And while you're facing the wind, you
Okay.
can travel 60 feet.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's put some distance between us and this Kraken. Kraken, sorry.
Okay, cool. I'll just move them a little further down. Actually, maybe even further.
When it got shot with the big bolt,
Mm-hmm.
like a javelin type thing, is
The
it stuck
ballista?
in it?
Yeah, it is. It is stuck into it.
All right.
Cool. And Morley, Captain, you can order your crew to do something if you'd like them to do something, like as far as movement is concerned.
Their movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who hasn't got a projectile, move away from the edge. Move away from the edge of the deck.
Okay, great. And they all sort of move in from the edge. Did you want the old man and woman to do the same? Are they? Are you kind of?
They can if they want.
They hear and sort of they sort of back up, and the man and woman sort of move into the fog you can see, and all of the other crew members move in from the edge. Okay, cool. Morley, it is your turn.
I'm gonna fire my short bow, which has a range of 80 foot. I think that'll still reach the Kraken.
Yeah, for sure.
Take this, you slimy sea dweller.
Cool, roll to hit.
Skip my turn.
11 plus 4.
Now, we did your turn before the boat, so we kind of did things a little out of order.
okay.
We did Karth, then you.
Right,
and
got
then,
it.
Yeah. So what would you roll? An 11? That is a miss. The
Plus
bolt
4.
splashes
Plus 4?
down. Oh, plus 4. That's a miss at 15. That is unfortunately still a miss. Oh, you get an
Plus the,
advantage. You get to still glowing.
Advantage?
Give me another roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morley.
Oh, that's even worse
The
than
entire
the one
crew.
before.
Morley. They all join. Morley.
You're going to regret that, crew. That's even worse than the one before. That's a total of a 5 to hit. It was
Okay.
a net 1
a
plus
one.
The net one is worse for sure. We'll take the 11 and not the net one. The bolt hits into where the just in front of the Kraken, but the Kraken is slowly submerging itself down under the water as that occurs. It's maybe halfway submerging itself, and we're gonna have Isabella's turn, unless there's something else Morley wanted to do.
I'm just going to look at my footing. I don't know if anyone remembers when Beckham missed that penalty. And he looked at where the grass was, like it was something had given way under his foot, and that's why he'd missed. Very similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all remember that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Isabella totally sees you doing that, as in like looking and checking the ground. And look, to be honest, there's a lot of turbulent waves happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Isabella, seeing the sea creature far off in the distance, pulls from her side a pistol, cocks it, and
Okay, great. Give me a roll to hit.
Wow. The gun shows out.
how do I do this? Roll to hit.
Mm-hmm.
19.
That's a hit.
It's far enough to be disadvantaged, but it has the
Oh,
Fairy
yeah.
fire on it?
That's
so I've just
totally
gone
fine.
one.
Okay, that is a hit.
All right. Does 8 damage.
Okay, great. You line it up, and with the swaying of the boat on the waves, you're sort of moving your arm up and forth to track it just before it dips down under the water. And you pull that trigger, and that bullet soars through, clips through the edge of the Kraken's head, spraying a bit of blood as it goes through. And the Kraken slowly submerges itself down under the water, and you just see bubbling around the edges of the boat as these shadows come up and start climbing up the edges of the boat. These tentacles now climbing up the edges of the Cloudy Barnacle.
What?
And that's it. That's where we're gonna end it tonight. You just clipped it. You clipped it as it was submerging. Didn't kill it.
Sounded like it was sinking to its death. That's all.
I saw. Yeah, I realized how excited Adam was getting, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. We need to make sure." He realizes he's killed it. All right, that's us. That's us for the night.
Ooh. This thing.
I believe in
beating.
you guys.
Why would you?
What?
I'm just like, level 3 spells are not that good. I have, how many spell slots? I have 4 or something. 2. I have 2 spell slots.
Look, I'll be honest, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of how many spell slots you guys would have.
I still have cantrips, but yeah. I did 7 damage with that one spell slot, so
Yeah.
we're going to be okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Look, it is definitely a bit of a challenge. What's a one shot without a proper challenge, without the actual fear of losing your characters? Yeah. So what did it do? It did like 25 damage against you, was it, John?
Yeah, I think so. 26.
The it was its roll, because it rolled I believe with disadvantage, and it rolled crit success and a 29. So you yeah, if it was a crit success, it would have done 40 damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would that have been instant death?
Not
No.
quite.
Not quite. So, so yeah, it's you
56 would be instant death for me.
your current strategy is pretty good. It's pretty good, to be honest.
Run away and shoot it? Is that
Seems to be
Seems
working.
like a
it
pretty
seems
good
to be working so
strategy.
far. Yeah. That would have been pretty interesting if it was just staying still. I think that would have been interesting. But what could be interesting is, like I said, with the ship, when you start losing crew, you start losing actions as well. So if you get
We just won't lose any then.
if you get under 20 crew, that's when you go down to 2 actions.
No.
That's quite a cool mechanic.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed looking up this whole. I was so unsure about how satisfying this was going to be, but it seems to be working pretty well.
You're like, as a DM, very satisfying.
No, it's an interesting.
No,
mechanic.
I'm kidding.
We haven't really dealt with this kind of.
How many crew did you say we have?
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the hold at the moment. I'm including the Jance as a crewmate.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 on the top. So you got 25 at the moment. Yeah. But that absolutely can change, for sure.
And will.
Yeah. Well, it'd be some. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm pretty keen to see how this all goes down.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
You mean how the ship goes down? Scenario might end with Morley alone on a life raft.
That's fair.
They say the captain should go down with the ship, but we really can't have that happen. So
Yeah, but it's
I'll be like
Morley's
the
law
Costa
that he
Concordia.
Yeah. Anyway, how'd you guys find that?
Good, intimidating, especially when the first attack roll from the Kraken.
Juvenile
Kraken.
Kraken.
I
The
thought,
Kraken.
Yeah, juvenile Kraken. I thought we're in for some serious shit here.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it also has resistance to piercing and bludgeoning damage, I think. Just based off the ballista and the thingy not doing much as much. The mangonel. Reagan's keeping tight-lipped, but I think I
have
figured
look.
that
I have
out.
to keep tight-lipped for sure, right?
We agree, right, crew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Resistance.
Aye.
You say bludgeoning as well.
I think it resisted both of them.
Oh, because of that
It
throws a
seems
rock
like,
at it.
sounds like it did.
Yeah.
But not thunder.
No, it didn't. It
And
didn't resist the thunder attacks.
I've got one more of those in the tank.
One.
He just confirmed it resisted the others.
I didn't confirm anything. I just said it didn't resist the thunder.
Cannot confirm or deny that I've confirmed it.
Yeah. What's your plans with the crates, Morley?
Well, it seemed to be met with some disapproving glares from around the crew. But I
No.
thought if they're full of heavy, sharp shit, just biff it at the Kraken. Now the Kraken does. You'd have to have a good arm to biff it up from there. But
If
once
only
that
you
Kraken
had something
gets a
that
little
could
closer,
biff.
Oh, you
So
make
here's a good-
point. I really rely on the chief gunner to
Here's a
come up
good-
with those sorts of insights.
My question is do the crew do they use their whole turns to operate the ship, or do they get?
The ship
So-
is being
right,
manned by
right.
everybody.
So it would just be replacing one of the ship's turns with an improvised action kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm happy for Morley to dictate the
Find some
movement of
creative uses of it, right?
some crew, and if that movement is being dictated as I'd like them to come up with boxes of crates, then I will allow like a set amount, like the ones down in the hold, to stop what they're doing and come up with the crates.
I
I
suppose.
reckon we need to. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
We need to figure out if we have like a reserve of weapons in the ship, like spears and stuff. Because if they could use that to impale the tentacles to the ship or something. Stop it moving.
A lot of broken bottles and rusty
It's
metal.
not going
but
to
I
do
guess
much, but
no.
it's better than nothing. Do I look like a captain? No.
Do I look like an armourer? This is the sort of stuff I'm looking to Chief Gunner.
Yeah, might need to be a bit of a plan between the captain and his gunner, I think.
Also, I guess it has a couple of moves, but like if we throw enough crew off the back, that would use up its moves, attacking them.
And then you're
Well,
losing how many
What?
actions your boat can get, though.
Well, the boat's just going to go straight ahead. That's what it's going to do.
Oh, right.
60 feet 3 times or something. Boom, boom, boom.
But if we don't have
So you're
enough
saying-
crew, it can't go 3 times.
Yeah. Well, we can lose 8.
We can lose 6.
If we feed enough crew to it, it might be full and leave us alone.
How many crew can it
Why
eat?
are we even contemplating feeding the crew?
many
I'm
captains can
joking.
it
I would never. I'm joking.
But if it ate the captain, it'd be like, oh, that's a big meal. That's a worthy meal for a cracker.
Delicious.
A juvenile kraken at that.
Yeah.
I had a spell. I don't know if it's worth mentioning it now. It seems like a stupid idea, but maybe a shred of merit. It's a silent image, and I thought if the juvenile kraken is looking for a mate, as juveniles often are, I could cast a silent image of like a horny kraken.
Oh, yeah.
Like a
And it could
it's
be
wearing
like,
fishnet.
yeah, and it gets like heart
got
eyes, and it
lipstick.
goes off and
Yeah.
Fishnets is great.
so yeah.
But
Great
they're
idea.
literal fishnets.
Now, you are
Yeah.
the one that wanted this to be a serious story, so I'm not sure how well that would go down. Just to drop off.
Yeah.
I'm discussing it at the end.
I don't know if it would work because it's silent image. If you could make a noise like yoo-hoo, then success.
You look at the kraken and it's got like acne all over its face.
Oh,
The thirst trap. I think that's what it's called.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, squiddy thirst trap.
The spell called I cast thirst trap on the kraken.
No, it would be called Trap of Thirst.
Trap of
It would be called Trap of Thirst.
Trap of unquenchable thirst. Now the kraken is too horny to go on.
to go on.
Needs to-
Saving
It just
Joe.
needs to sit down real quick.
Take a
I
cold
cast
shower.
Stormy Daniels.
I was really tempted to that when you were looking for some signage on that boat. I really wanted to call it like you make out the word storm. The rest has been destroyed.
Daniel. Yeah.
I'll give a big thanks to all of our subs and our patrons as well. Might as well before we call it a night. Reptar Dino, Drop Shadow, Hoju the Elder, Squished, Random Origins, Calzone, Coolio's Gar, and Terrestrial Starfish as our Twitch subs. Thank you so much for the support. And our patrons, Andrew Mitchell Moore, Squished, Calzone, Drop Shadow, Kirsty, George Friend, Foolish Fool, and our own Adam, John, and Joe. Thank you guys for the support. Helping make this little one-shot as cool as it can be. Thanks to
Thanks, everyone.
come and say hi in our Discord and chat about stuff, and go watch our other episodes on YouTube and wherever you get podcasts. We'd love for you to catch up to our Curse of Strahd so that when we go back into that somewhere early March, you'll be all caught up and ready to help our crew take on the Amber Temple, which I'm very excited to get back to. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks guys. We'll call it a night then. We'll be back at the same time next time, Monday 7:30 p.m. for what I picture to be the final episode of this one shot. It could be very messy or it might go well. It's kind of open at this point, so we'll see how that goes. All right, thanks everybody.
Right.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.